Well, hello, this is Andrew Costa. I'm the church planting vicar here at the Dark County Anglican Church. And this is a Q&A series we've been putting together, some questions people sometimes ask about Anglicanism. And so one of the questions here, what's the difference between high church, low church, and broad church Anglicanism? Well, that is a great question. High church are usually the Anglicans that have um, a lot of church furniture and things that they use throughout their worship. So we are more high church Anglicans in our church, and so I wear a few different pieces of pastoral garb while we do our services. Um, we use our incense censer so that during our services there's incense in the room. We kneel a lot and we cross ourselves and we genuflect a lot during the service. And those are very high church tendencies. And then in the low church world, people wear a different set of garb. It's not that they don't wear any church wear, but their church wear is pretty fixed. It doesn't change as much as ours does, and they wear a little bit less of it. The services are done what's called north facing. So when I do the services, everybody's sitting behind me. I'm the lead worshiper. And so I'm reading off my book with my hands in the air. This is the Oran's position. And I'm leading the prayers of the people, and the people are behind me. And together we are bringing our attention up. Where a low church Anglican will get to the side of the table so that people can see what's on the table, what's going on there. Hands again in the Oran's position, and their prayers join with the prayers and go up. But it's not with his back to the congregation. It's another low church tendency. But then you can also talk about high church and low church about like what they believe is happening within the service. So as like a high church Anglican, my belief is that the Holy Spirit comes and unites himself to our bread and wine. It doesn't change the bread and wine, but he unites himself to the bread and wine. And so God is locally present in the Holy Spirit in our bread and wine. Where a low church Anglican would say, no, God is locally present in the believer. And the Holy Spirit is in the Eucharist by being in the believers. That's just one of the differences between us. And then broad church Anglicanism are those folks who live in harmony with those groups. So I'd like to think of myself as broad church because I of course behave like a high church Anglican, but can see what the low church Anglicans are trying to accomplish in the historical scene that they're weaving as they present what they think is the truth of Anglican Christianity. Because usually high churchers and low churchers disagree enough that the other person is not just doing it different, but doing it wrong. And so there are some theological arguments between the two, where broad church doesn't necessarily feel the need to argue these things, but they want to see more Anglican churches reaching more people, whether it's a high church Anglican church or low church Anglican church. We'll talk more about the theologies that happen within high church and low church, and maybe I'll even bring in some guests because there are certainly people who are much smarter than I am in this area. In the meantime, I hope you're having a great week. So long.